Hi Cottage Cooking folks, here we are in the Cottage Cooking kitchen and we're staying at home like most people are these days, and today we're going to make some honey whole wheat bread. Hey John.
Oh, I didn't know you were there.
Yes, hello.
What's happening?
So tell us what are you making in the kitchen today?
Oh, today I'm making the honey whole wheat bread.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It is delicious. The way I do? Oh yes.
These are the ingredients that you'll need for your whole wheat honey bread: olive oil, whole wheat flour, we use organic, vital wheat gluten, kosher salt, honey, yeast, and some water.
Alright, the first thing to do is to mix hot water. It's like warm water, about 105 or 110 degrees, with 1 tablespoon of instant dry yeast that you're gonna let it work for about 5 minutes. So put my water here. One tablespoon of dry yeast. There we go. And let it sit for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to mix my dry ingredient together. So I have my flour here, 3 cups of flour or 360 grams. I'm gonna put some salt and 1 teaspoon of gluten. That's about it. Here we go. And some salt, about 2 tablespoons of salt. And mix together. Mixer. Mixing. The next step will be to add oil and honey to the water mixture. You're going to have 1/3 of a cup of oil and 1/3 of a cup of honey. There you go. And let it sit for a few seconds. Here we go. Alright, next step is to add my flour mixture to the water mixture. And after that it will be time to mix with the KitchenAid. To this mixture, I'm going to add another cup of flour, or 120 grams of flour. And kneading time will be then soon. Alright, at this point you want to transfer the dough into the wooden board with flour on it. And you're going to start kneading by yourself for about 10 minutes.
So you're kneading, John? Tell me a little bit about your technique here.
Yeah, the kneading is the next step. You want to put the dough on a flat surface with flour in it. And you want to stretch the dough away from you first, and then you bring everything back to you, towards you. And you turn it a quarter of a turn, stretch, and come back to you again. If it's sticky, you can actually use a little palette like this and put more flour, a little bit at a time, on the board.
And
same thing with your hands.
How long do you need this for?
I need for about 10 minutes, about a good 10-12 minutes.
And then what happens?
Then after that, you need to let it rest. That's going to be the first rise. It rises for about 1 to 2 hours in a nice warm area. About 75 degrees will be the best. Then you will knead again. And for the second rise, you're going to rise it. You can go freestyle. You can put on the loaf pan. Whatever you want to do.
That sounds pretty wild.
Freestyle, you can make a round bread, you can make a square bread, triangle bread, whatever.
And when the bread's resting, what do? Do you rest too?
I do. Well, so when you're done kneading the dough, you are going to put the dough in a bowl, and you're going to cover it with a dry towel, and let it rise in a warm room, about 75 degrees, for 1.5 to 2 hours.
Excellent. All right, so the bread has been rising for about an hour and a half. How's it looking, John?
Well, we're about to find out. So take the veil off, and looks like this. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. So we're going to need one more time, only for a few seconds, and we're going to put it in the loaf pan.
So you're not going freestyle, huh?
No.
Consistency looks great.
Looks great. So need one more time, just a little bit. Oops.
Don't make the bread dizzy.
No, it can make me dizzy.
Isn't it a good idea to put a towel underneath the board?
That's something I always do.
Why don't you do it then?
Probably just to make you talk. Okay, now I'm gonna put some grease on my pan. Back in the loaf pan. Looks great. And we're gonna let it rise for another hour and a half at 75 degrees at room temperature, 75 degrees.
I can almost taste it. Time to uncover the masterpiece and see what's happened.
Actually, it is, yes. The bread has been rising for
that looks great.
under 2 hours about. And I'm gonna make some little cut in my bread here.
And why do you do that?
Just to make it pretty.
Make it look pretty.
Not the best razor blade I've ever had, but
oh well.
Oh well. Okay, so we're gonna put the bread about 35 to 40 minutes at 350, and to have a nice crust, I'm gonna put some ice cube in the oven.
Ice cubes.
Ice cube. Just like that. And more.
Wow.
And then my bread there for about 35 to 40 minutes. And
so talk to me about these ice cubes.
Well, it provides some steam in the oven, and with the steam, it actually made the crust a bit more brown and more crustier. So that's what it is.
That bread I smell?
Yes, it is. I think it's time to take it out of the oven.
Goodness, it smells delicious.
Let's hope for the best. Well, we have a bread.
Looks good.
We have a bread. Nice crust.
Very nice.
Shaky, shaky a little bit.
Shaky, shaky. That's the technical term.
Put it here.
Et voila.
Et voila.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
A little bit of imperfection on the side, but it's gonna be good anyway. So,
imperfect.
Enjoy.
Just like all of us.
Yeah, indeed. Enjoy. Thank you for watching.
Bon appetit.
So, Lisa, how do you like it?
I was gonna eat it before you asked me.
And?
Oh my God, that is so good.
Thank you.